Hey y'all, welcome back to InDFlix. Episode 16 of Love Island USA dropped a messy bombshell from awkward milking obstacles to Huda and Hannah going head to head and brand new sparks between TJ and Andrina. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the bell, and let's jump into today's villa drama. So, one of our newest connections is between Jeremiah and the new bombshell Andrina. And you could just tell Jeremiah is like a kid in the candy store with this girl. He is so excited to get to know her. I feel like we're seeing a whole new person in Jeremiah where he's light, he's flirty, he's not taking things too serious. And I would like to say, lesson learned. He learned his lesson from jumping so far in too quickly with Huda, and he's not trying to make that same mistake. And Andrina, she looks like she's feeling him too. Like they shared a passionate kiss a couple times actually this episode. And you could just tell the chemistry is definitely there. I just wonder, since it is fresh and brand new, what more she's gonna ask of him and vice versa. Because right now he's telling her, I just want to look for, a foundation of friendship. And then I don't know about y'all, but she's never been in a relationship before. She's 24 years old. She claims she's never had a boyfriend. Do you guys read that as a red flag? She could be, busy. She just graduated from school and I think she said global business. So I'm not too familiar with that field, but if that requires a lot of schoolwork where her head was in her books, more in these guys' faces. But also Jeremiah has admitted that he's only been in one serious relationship. So I guess they're just going to have to learn from each other. We'll see. He's going to have to keep her tight, though, because Andrina is a hot, hot, hot commodity in the villa. Another developing couple or interest is the new bombshell TJ and Iris. And I called it in my last video. Iris was one of the girls I thought that he would approach and try to get to know. And it doesn't look like she ain't mad at it either. She's also like very much into him. She admits that her and Jeremiah are more just like on a friendship connection, which is what Jeremiah wanted. But I don't like what she said. I don't see it developing into anything romantic. It may just stay platonic, but she's really feeling TJ. They went to Soul Ties privately and got to know each other a little bit more. They shared a kiss. She's just as excited as Jeremiah is with Andrina. So this is something I think will grow because she's not tied down to anyone. Now, TJ has also expressed interest in Sierra. They had a few conversations as well. And, Sierra says she's open. And he really likes her too. So I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull Sierra fully from Nick because her and Nick are, very much established. One of the established couples here in the villa. But him and Iris, I definitely feel like that can go further. Another surprising conversation that was had during this episode was between Huda and Pepe. And Huda actually pulled Pepe for a chat. I don't know, y'all. I don't know what she's doing. I don't. And part of me feels bad for her because, you kind of wasted your time here, putting all your energy into one person since day one. And now that people are starting to build on their connections, I don't know. I really don't know. And then also the way she went about it. Like, what do you guys think? She was sitting in the kitchen. Pepe came over and it was almost like she was whispering to him like, hey, can I pull you for a chat? And Hannah was sitting there. I believe Jeremiah was in the kitchen. I think it was Austin also, maybe. But just the way that she went about it to pull him for a chat. And then they went to the speakeasy. And, she wanted to know, like, did he find her attractive? And she's just trying to, have talks with people and stuff. And, I'm going to commend Pepe because he did bring up Hannah a lot in this conversation. And part of me is like, yes, he probably brought her up because, yes, he really likes her. But he also probably notices, like, girl, ain't you, like, best friends with the shorty I'm with? So it didn't feel good watching this. Like, it didn't feel very much of being a girl's girl or following the girl code. Because you could have at least let Hannah know. Not like, you have to ask her, can I talk to him? But like at least let her know, like, hey, I'm gonna go around to all the guys. But in particular in this episode, I've only seen her go up to Pepe and then of course TJ being the new bombshell. So are you really going around to all the guys and starting conversations? Or is it because you're really interested in Pepe? I don't know, but I don't think Pepe is gonna, even though he told her he's open, I don't think he's gonna further pursue anything with her if that's even what she wants to. It was distasteful. Like, it left a bad taste in my mouth, on how she went about this and just the flirty vibe she was giving off. What do y'all think? So we finally get another challenge with all of the islanders, and it's a milking challenge. And I hate these type of challenges. I really do. I hate watching it. I think it's so disgusting. But basically, each couple goes up. They do like a bear wheel thing around a little maze. They go to a station. The guys have to like basically press on the udders to get milk in their mouth. And then they have to transfer that milk from their mouth into their partner's mouth, which is, I can't. They do like almost like a apple bobbing thing where they like bob for other islanders to make out with. And they finally make out at the end. And then they ask, those spicy questions or whatever and dump milk on whoever the question applies to. So, literally, I feel like almost everybody was picking TJ and Andrina to make out with, which is understandable. These are the new bombshells in the house. What obviously caught everybody's attention and eye was Huda pulling Pepe for her couple and then them making out or whatever. It was just, yeah, girl. All right. Like, I thought she was really going to pick TJ, him being the new guy. She did pick TJ, to do the quick makeout session after, she bobbed in the water for his name. But the full on lay down, bouncing all on top of, Pepe was a lot. But that was her choice. But yeah, they were having fun with it. I don't think anything else surprised me this episode. Oh, you know what? Sierra did look shocked and surprised with Nick making out with, was it Iris? He was going in. Like, I don't know. But maybe it's because, I don't know if anybody else peeped the cold sore that Nick had the past couple of days. They probably had to be put on quarantine from all these kissing challenges, and now he's able to let loose. So, but you could just tell it kind of bothered her a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be like a huge, huge issue. So after the challenge, Hannah and Pepe have a conversation, and I knew this was bound to happen because Hannah and Huda didn't even have a conversation the night that Huda pulled Pepe. But Hannah kind of wanted to get in his head and see like how he felt about their whole conversation, how he felt with the challenge. And he kept it real. He was like, yo, I don't like what she's doing to you. And it's clear, like, he didn't go into that conversation with Huda, giving her any false hope. He kept it real. He, basically told her, like, this is where my connection is, or where my deepest connection is with. And I think that was good for Hannah to hear. It gave her reassurance. And, she's probably going to have to be the bigger woman and pull her aside and be like, yo, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Because clearly Huda isn't doing it herself. And even Olandria, when Huda and Olandria and Taylor were talking, was like, yo, did you give Hannah a heads up or anything like that? And I was like, no, this is new for me, pulling people for chats. This is new for me. Girl, like, come on. Like, it's one, we watched the show. I'm sure she's watched the show. I hope she watched the show before she came on here. But it's just called common courtesy, especially with someone you classify as very close with and that you love here on the island. Even if it's not being malicious or you don't see it going too far in, just like a heads up, like I said earlier, hey, I just want to pull in for a chat and, just see, what my options are or whatever. Nobody should have to tell you to do that. You did all this bickering down on Jeremiah about what he should be doing. You don't know how to just be a decent friend? Come on now. So the talk is here. And this conversation was very mature of Hannah. And I'm glad Hannah stuck to her guns and, let Huda know, like, how she truly feels about the situation. Of course, Huda was like, I should have came by and said something to you. I mean, you had to be told to do that, so it is what it is. But, I'm just trying to, this whole thing, again, she used the excuse, this is all new for me. And I'm glad Hannah was like, look, that I understand that, but like, I was one of the main people that had your back when you was going through all that BS with Jeremiah. Like, come on now. You could have gave me a whole bigger heads up on what your intentions are. And what Hannah said is true. Like, I don't think it's genuine. I don't know what Huda's doing. I've said it before in my previous videos. She never gave like a girl's girl to me. And that's okay. If you came here for one motive and that's to find love and not make friends, cool. But stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't try to be friendly in my face. And I'm over here catering to you, making sure you're good. I'm taking your side just for you when you have the opportunity to turn around and literally go behind my back and try to press up on my dude. Like, that's too much. But, I guess they squashed it for now. Again, I don't know. Huda didn't completely say, like, I'm backing off of Pepe. Or whatever. And I think Hannah is somewhat understanding. Like, she knows the name of the game. Like, she knows if there's a connection between those two, then by all means, go for it. I just think Hannah has to protect herself as far as this friendship. Just be weary. You know what I'm saying? Like, any new girls, sure. Like, Andrina, yeah, sure. Like, that's someone you can expect. But someone that you think is, like, close to you, and then they can really show you, like, all right, this is what my hidden agenda is. Believe them. Hannah, you just gotta protect yourself. Like, I don't like this. I don't like this, y'all. I don't know what y'all think. Like, it sucks. It really does suck. But, girls are gonna be girls. Pepe doesn't look like he's giving in. So we will see if this drama fuels up. Huda makes an attempt with the new bombshell TJ as well on a connection. And I don't know about y'all, I think it's forced. I don't see it. I'm going back to when Meg was here. Huda needs a different type of man. She needs a man that's going to really like be dominant and put her in her place. And TJ, we already know his types. Like, he likes Iris, he likes Sierra. I think Huda would be too much for him to handle. And even this exchange that they had, like, he didn't seem that interested, like how he had with his other conversations. And she's trying to be flirtatious, and I get it. She's trying. We'll give her to that. She is trying. It's not working. Like, it's not working. I think she fails, or maybe forgets the fact that people are still watching you on the outside, like bombshells that come in. They do get chances to watch these episodes. So I don't know. Do y'all think this may be the end for Huda? Is it gonna take another bombshell to turn her head, or like, is this a wrap for her? Because I don't see any of these guys giving her any type of play. And just the simple fact, like, they're not even pulling her for conversations. What do y'all think about Huda's destiny in the villa? Or is it time for her to go? Another unfolding revelation of couples is between Austin and Amaya. And as you can see here, Austin, y'all, I think he's tired. It's one of those things, like, be careful what you ask for. Amaya is a lot. She is a lot of personality. And Austin is a lot of personality too, which is why I'm very surprised this doesn't seem like it's working out. But I think Austin's over it, y'all. I think he had his fun with her, or maybe it just kept him occupied during the whole, Shelly and Ace triangle. But yeah, he's over it. I think Amaya is just doing too much for him, like, making it seem like they're this very big, serious couple when you're not. It's new, but this is kind of what Ace, I guess, was saying before, like, you doing too much. Austin is feeling that way. I just wish he was being honest with her, because she did ask him up front, like, let me know if there's anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, or if I'm a lot or whatever. And he's saying, nah, he's good. He's exploring it. He's just getting used to it. But you could just tell Austin's demeanor has changed. It has changed a lot. And I'm sorry to that man. Like, it is what it is. I don't think any of the girls are probably what Austin needs. So I don't know where that leaves him. Like, I really don't know. And the next day we watch it on Sunday, America voted of who their favorite islander is, girl and boy. And these two, it wouldn't shock me if they were in the bottom. It wouldn't shock me at all. Between Amaya and Huda, and maybe Austin and maybe Ace, which I don't want to see, but Ace didn't have a lot of fans in the beginning, so we'll see what happens. But episode 16 was full of spilled milk, literally and figuratively. Huda and Hannah laid everything out, so hopefully things can get worked out. The bombshells are doing what they need to do. They're making and forming their connections. And the villa is still shaky. It's still shaky. But, let me know in the comments. Do you think it was fair for Huda to, take Pepe to the side and have these private chats? And what do you think of TJ's and Iris's vibe? I don't know. But also Andrina's, also getting into Jeremiah. You think that'll stir fire with Huda? Or, do you think Huda's over that? Let's talk. Let's talk down there in them comments. Let's talk about this episode, child. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Again, it's still fresh and new in the villa. We're still just getting started. Episode 17 is next, and InDFlix is on standby, so I will see you guys next time.